At the edge of the world, where the very air freezes solid, a lone figure defies the impossible. This is a place where survival is measured not in days, but in breaths. At minus 82 degrees Celsius, nature is not a provider. It is an executioner. On a desolate frozen cliff, battered by a relentless blizzard, a story of unbelievable resilience unfolds. Here there is no help, no mercy, only the will to live. Inside a dark opening carved into the stone, a flicker of life pushes back against the encroaching frost. This is her home. This is her fortress. She is 85 years old. A widow, left alone to face the coldest cliff on earth. Her hands, wrinkled by time and hardship, move with a practiced grace that belies her age. With flint and dry bark, she coaxes a flame into existence, a small sun in her frozen world. Each exhale is a cloud of white fog, a visible testament to the life force that burns within her, refusing to be extinguished by the biting cold. Her eyes, calm and steady, hold the wisdom of 1,000 winters. She is not just surviving. She is living on her own terms in a land that has forgotten warmth. Her days are a rhythm of relentless, essential tasks. Outside the relative shelter of her cave, she chops frozen wood, the sharp crack of her axe the only sound besides the howling wind. The ground beneath her boots is a sheet of treacherous ice, but her steps are sure and deliberate. She carves massive blocks of ice from a frozen stream, a precious source of water that must be hauled back to her shelter. These small, consistent actions are the building blocks of her existence. They are a quiet declaration of defiance against the overwhelming power of the elements. In this silent world, her movements are a language of their own, speaking of strength, endurance, and an unbreakable spirit. Then, a change in the air. A new presence. She spots them near the cliff's edge, massive footprints pressed deep into the frozen snow. Her eyes narrow, her entire being instantly alert. The ever-present wind seems to hold its breath, and a deep guttural growl echoes from the distance. A formidable predator has returned to its territory. An 800-kilogram bear, a titan of this frozen wasteland, is now her neighbor and her rival for survival. The delicate balance of her world has been shattered. A confrontation is no longer a possibility. It is an inevitability. The cliff is not big enough for both of them. As the pale blue light of dawn spills over the horizon, she prepares for the hunt. Her weapons are not of modern design, but are extensions of her environment and her ingenuity. A primitive spear, sharpened to a deadly point, and traps made of rope and natural triggers. She is not a warrior of brute force, but a master of strategy. She uses the treacherous terrain to her advantage, her knowledge of the land her greatest asset. The colossal silhouette of the bear appears among the frozen trees, a moving mountain of fur and muscle. The tension is palpable. It is a primal dance between hunter and hunted, a desperate struggle where one wrong move means death. She doesn't fight with strength, but with intelligence and patience, exploiting the beast's power and turning it against itself. The hunt is not a spectacle of violence, but a stark and brutal reality of survival. With the giant bear down, the next monumental task begins. She hauls the immense weight of the meat back to her cave, using a simple wooden sled that groans under the load. This is her reward, the fuel she needs to endure the long, dark winter ahead. Inside the cave, the air fills with the thick, smoky aroma of preservation. She carefully cuts the meat into thick slabs, hanging them above the fire. The golden smoke curls around the precious bounty, curing it, protecting it, ensuring her sustenance for the months to come. This is more than just food. It is security. It is the promise of another sunrise, another day of life won from the jaws of the harshest winter on the planet. But the scent of fresh meat travels far on the frigid air, and it has attracted new, unwelcome visitors. As night cloaks the cliffs in darkness, a pair of glowing eyes appears in the swirling snow. Then another and another. A pack of wolves, drawn by the promise of an easy meal, has surrounded her cave. Their hungry growls echo off the stone walls, a chorus of predatory intent. They are testing her defenses, waiting for a moment of weakness. But she is not weak. Grabbing a piece of burning wood from the fire, she stands at the mouth of her cave, a lone guardian against the night. She hurls sparks into the darkness, using the universal fear of fire, the noise of her shouts, and the advantage of her elevated position to drive the pack back. The wolves retreat, for now melting back into the blizzard. But she knows they will return. The immediate threat is past, and a quiet rhythm returns to the cave. She sits by the crackling fire, the heart of her home, its warmth a comfort against the raging storm outside. Her hands are busy again, this time mending her boots with a needle carved from bone and a strip of leather. Every piece of equipment is vital and must be maintained. There is no waste here, no room for carelessness. Outside, the blizzard intensifies, a wall of white noise and fury. Inside, the slabs of meat swing gently in the smoky air, and a sense of calm survival settles over the small space. She is at peace in her solitude, her mind focused only on the present, on the simple, necessary tasks that keep her alive. When morning finally breaks, the storm has passed. A weak sun pierces through the clouds, illuminating the frozen landscape in breathtaking, brutal detail. The cliff is a monument of ice and rock, glistening in the new light. She steps outside, her breath pluming in the crisp air, and surveys her domain. The snow is a clean, unbroken sheet. The wolves are gone. From the mouth of her cave, a thin plume of smoke rises steadily into the sky, a quiet signal to the vast, empty wilderness, a signal of life, a declaration that even here, at minus 82 degrees, she is still standing, still surviving. Her face, framed by fur, is a map of a long and difficult life, but her eyes are not filled with despair. They are calm, clear, and unbroken. The wind continues its endless song, a constant companion in her solitude. In this place, the cold is not what kills. The blizzards, the predators, the sheer crushing loneliness, they are not the ultimate enemy. The only thing that can truly defeat you here is giving up, and she never will.